What's up, everybody? J Heat 414 coming at you with another one. Holla at your boy. Wanted to say what's up to everybody and give a personal thanks to all the supporters out there who've been watching my most recent video on Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence. Wanted to speak about this fight a little bit more because I see a lot of the traffic coming from everybody who is watching the video. Seems like there's a lot of Manny Pacquiao fans out there that are interested in this fight and looking forward to seeing their guy step into the ring with the truth. Let me just say, I'm wishing Manny the best of luck in this fight. As I said in my last video, I am not sure that he's able to pull this one out, although I do know that he's capable of just about anything because the man has fought in so many wars. You're talking about a guy who's had his battles with Morales, had his battles with Marquez, been in the ring with De La Hoya, Cotto, Sugar Shane, as I've said before. The list of Hall of Famers on Manny Pac-Man's list, far as his record is concerned, is just astounding. I mean, it just shows the brilliance of him and his career. And he's always been a guy to step in the ring with the best of the best. So him stepping in the ring with Errol Spence is within character, even though me personally, I wasn't quite sure at first that he was going to get in the ring with Earl, even though this had been getting talked about, just because I thought it was going to be a smart business decision for him to avoid Earl. But I should have known, Manny being Manny, this is what he does. I know there's been a lot of heat going to Floyd Mayweather for getting in the ring with Logan Paul and entertaining fighting both the Paul brothers, and that's his right to do. But he's, handled his career a little bit differently in the later years of his career than, say, a Manny Pacquiao, who it seems like a lot of people out there really appreciate the warrior that he is and that he's willing to essentially go out on his shield if necessary, but also that he puts up a fight each and every time. This guy's been underestimated by guys that probably thought they could get in the ring and make themselves a name for themselves on the great Manny Pacquiao, and he showed up in shape, ready to rock and roll and ready for war. And so I expect the same going into this fight. Him and Spence are both southpaws, so there's no mystery there in terms of the fact that, they won't really be throwing each other off from that perspective. Manny's footwork, which is pretty impeccable, and his energy, the way he moves around the ring and stays in motion and can step to the side and catch you with his combinations, makes him real difficult to deal with in the ring. If this was a Manny in his prime, in his heyday, people would have him favored over Errol Spence. I'm here to tell you that from what I've seen and researched on Errol Spence, even if Manny was in his prime, it would be a good fight, which is going to tell you that now, with him not quite being in his prime but still being legit, this is a fight that, for those that think he's just going to take it to Earl, need to do some research on Errol Spence as well. Earl has been characterized as a slugger at times, but he's come up in the ranks calling out all the top competition from day one, trying to get in the ring with him. People say he ducking Terrence Crawford. There's a little bit of a money issue going on there, and I truly don't believe either one is ducking each other. But I do think that money and their promoters, Al Heyman and company and Bob Arum, are having more to do with it than the fighters themselves. But Earl, every guy he's wanted to step in the ring with that has gave him an opportunity, he's proved himself against the likes of, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. When he went to fight Kell Brook was undefeated at the time and was more celebrated than he was when Terrence Crawford got to him. And Earl broke this man's face. Now, I know it had gotten broken before by Triple G, but that was one side. Earl shadowed the other side. So he got power, he got strength. He has more speed than people give him credit for. When it was talk that he was more of a slugger and not a boxer, and going against a boxer like Mikey Garcia was a bad move from a boxing standpoint, but people thought, well, Earl's going to be favored because he's going to maul him over and just kind of rough ride him, you know, take him down with his physicality. Earl didn't do that. Earl used the jab, kept him away, and outboxed him and outclassed Mikey Garcia. People have talked about when Earl sparred against Floyd Mayweather that he touched him up. And I saw people speaking on Earl before the Mikey fight saying that the notion that Mikey was a better boxer than Earl was misplaced. And I've heard Earl say on his own that he doesn't necessarily bring everything he has to offer in the ring for every fight and tailors it to the guys he's going against. He said before he got in the ring with Sean Porter that he wanted to slug it out with him. Now, he learned slugging it out with him wasn't going to be so easy, and you could tell by the smile on his face at the end that he got a little more than he bargained for with Sean Porter, even though he won that fight. But he was thinking it was going to be a little easier than that. But nevertheless, instead of trying to just box the man like he did Mikey Garcia, he took it right to him in the middle of the ring. So Earl can do a little bit of everything. We've even seen him do the shoulder roll before in a fight. The guy has a lot of skills, and some of which that we haven't seen him pull out yet. And I'm imagining he has more to show depending on the level of competition that he's going up against. So this is an opportunity for Earl to make a name for himself, being in there with the great Manny Pacquiao as well. And Manny, who already is legend and is going to be legend, even if he loses this fight, has something to gain too. Because if the old man takes it to this young buck and strong arms him and outclasses him, then what we gonna say about Manny? And can we get that Floyd-Manny rematch since he want to fight just anybody? Why don't you get in the ring with the old man, man? What you doing? Holla at your boy. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. I appreciate, again, all the support. JHeat414 on Twitter, at the Vault JMU414. I like to talk sports there too, but definitely JHeat414 on Twitter. I'm sorry, on Instagram and on YouTube. Holla at your boy. Have a great day.